I get whiskey bent, hellbound.
So, what's up my peeps? MatrixNative here. Tonight's video, that's right my peeps, another build. Okay, couple of things I want to cover. First off, mercenaries, aka Merc, aka soldiers of fortune. Back in my day, they preferred the term soldier of fortune. And if you don't know that magazine, which I was subscribed to, a loyal subscriber by the way, go ahead and Google Soldier of Fortune magazine. As well peeps, just want to remind you guys that during the spring, summer, and fall is where, I get cracking. I make all my money. I'm in the golf industry, as well as I have a homestead, which you can check out some of my little vlogs to get eyes on sight as far as my homestead. I've shot a couple of videos of it, as well as I've been helping neighbors around here. They're cultivating now like madmen, so I've been hopping on my tractor and helping them cultivate, making even more extra duckies. So anyway my peeps, let's get on with the build, the Soldier of Fortune build. But first, as always, a little history. So my peeps, if you're interested in this type of work, go ahead and read The Modern Mercenary, published by Patrick Stevens. It's a good read. I recommend it to anybody. So let's go ahead. Although some might argue that it is a peculiarly male version of prostitution, it has effectively been around for as long as war has been waged. The armed forces of many nations have, at one time or another, used foreign volunteers who were motivated by political, ideological, and other considerations to join a foreign army. These may be formed into units of a given nationality or may be formed into mixed nationalities of foreign units. Sometimes foreign volunteers were incorporated into ordinary units. The practice has a long history dating back as far as the Roman Empire, which recruited non-citizens into the auxiliary units on the promise of them receiving Roman citizenships for themselves and their descendants at the end of their service. I must bring up the FFL, my peeps. Long story with that one, and me personally, that's for another video. A tactic used by Alexander the Great, 356 to 323 BC, was to employ mercs to work and fight alongside his men to pass on their trade. These were foreign nationals in high demand for their specific skill set that they possessed, and they were well paid for the work. It's a recorded fact that Hannibal, 248 to 181 BC, used mercenaries in his army. He trained more than just battle-hardened vets. He took an army of mercenaries, men that came from all over the known world, and modeled them into a tough fighting force and one of the first professional armies in the world. Bringing to the present, in October 2007, the United Nations released a 2-year study that stated that although hired as security guards, private contractors were performing military duties. The report found that the use of contractors such as Blackwater was a new form of mercenary activity and illegal under the international law. Many countries, including the United States and the UK, are not signatories to the 1989 United Nations Mercenary Convention banning the use of mercenaries. Yeah, the UN. Powder blue berets. All I got to say about that. So in closing, basically in the 20th century, mercenaries and conflicts on the continent of Africa have in several cases brought about a swift end to bloody civil war by comprehensively defeating the rebel forces. There have been a number of unsavory incidents in the brushfire wars of Africa, some involving recruitment of naive European and American men looking for adventure. The better-known combat units in which foreign nationals serve in another country's armed forces are the Gurkha regiments of the British and the Indian armies. And, let's not forget, the French Foreign Legion, the FFL. Article 47, which was basically established in 1977 Amendment, Protocol to the Geneva Convention. Article 47, Mercenaries. A mercenary shall not have the right to be a combatant or a prisoner of war. A merc is any person who is especially recruited locally or abroad in order to fight in an armed conflict, does in fact take direct part in hostilities, is motivated to take part in said hostilities, essentially by the desire for private gain and fact, is promised by or in behalf of a party to the conflict, material compensation substantially in excess of the promise are paid to combatants of similar rank and functions in the Armed Forces Party. So basically, my peeps, if you want to get into Soldier of Fortune work, aka Mercenary, aka Merc work, I would suggest definitely getting on with your military for a minimum of 4 years, and then see what these PMCs have to offer, right? Private military companies. Because the work is out there, my peeps. Think about Saudi Arabia, you know, the intervention in Yemen. During decisive storm, Army of the United States Arab immigrants hired hundreds of foreign mercenaries from Latin America, Sudan, Blackwater Security Company, right, the PMC, and they sent to fight against the hostilities. Yes, there is a ton of cabbage to be made as a merc, but trust me, boys, this isn't EP, this isn't executive protection. You're out there, and no one gives a fuck if you die, right? Yeah, you get paid great. I had a buddy that flew a cargo chopper at the end of the Iraqi war as a soldier of fortune, and basically came home for 6 months with $200K tax-free. So the work's out there, my peeps. If you want to get into it, again, I suggest you definitely join the military, see if you can actually deal with that life in the field, and then put out your resume. So with that being said, my peeps, let's get on with it. The build today, Soldier of Fortune, Mercenary, Merc. Let's go. As always, enjoy, my peeps. Alright, my peeps, so as usual, you're going to hit your back button or select button for all my old school mofos out there. We're going to go into edit appearance. Head. That's right, my peeps. You are fully authorized. Fully. To wear anything you want on this build. Because this is a Soldier of Fortune build. As I stated, this is a mercenary build. Nothing is wrong to stay true to this build. Right? Roger that? Alright, my peeps. So, I'm going to be going with no facial hair. But I just wanted to say that I do have a couple of builds coming out that I'll be wearing perhaps some facial hair. I promise you it will not be this gay-ass fucking mustache. And no, nothing against anybody that's having this trick of mustache. But, you know, back in my day, we just called it the handlebar mustache. I'm just saying, that's what we called it. So, I don't know where they get the trucker mustache from, but anyways, my peeps, we do have builds coming up with the lumberjack. But for this build, my peeps, as usual, I'm keeping it real, and I'm just going to keep it just like I did while deployed, while in my units. I will be clean shaven. Remember that, peeps. You have the self-discipline to get up, make your bed with the 45s in it, you know, 45 corners, and shave, be clean shaven for the day. And that has a lot to do with self-discipline in the military. Get you in the habit of getting up and getting on it anyways. Plus, I want my gas mask to fit. We wore the M18, so I want it to fit. And, you know, with a beard, it's kind of hard to get a seal on it. So, anyway, a seal, like a seal, not a seal, not a pipe swinger. Yeah, so... Getting on with it. Facial hair, none, my peeps, for my SOF build, Soldier of Fortune build. Hair, going to be wearing the Warhawk as usual. Hair color brown, facial details, I'm going to be wearing the eye scar on my right side because, unfortunately, don't know why, don't ask me why, you cannot equip scars on your right side. Or, correction, on your left side where all my real life scars are. Anyway, that's another video, I guess. However, we'll be going with the eye scar as usual on my builds, my peeps. Let's go. Body details. Let's jump right in it. Facial paint. I'll be going with the eye black. As usual, if you follow me, you already know. I love my eye black. Even if I've got my cam on, if I'm getting my cam on, my facial paint on, I'm still going to have my eye black somewhere in the camouflage. So, let's go ahead and equip the eye black. Right arm today, as usual, the Santa Maria. Left arm, I'm going with the Battlefield Cross today. And you will see your tattoos on this build, obviously. Clothes, let's hit right in it. Tops, I'm just going with a t-shirt, my peeps, with the ATAX FG. That's right, ATAX fucking new guy, right? Foxtrot Golf, that's what we're going with. The ATAX FG, number 23. And I will tell you, my peeps, that I think this is perhaps the best camo for Bolivia. I think it's way underused in this game. And again, since we don't have any rule of thumb to go by, we can wear any camo we want. and I just think that I just love this camo. What can I say? So number 23, equip it with the t-shirt. Vest. I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about the Malay, and then I was like, you know what? I'm definitely going with this pipe swinger. And by the way, my peeps, it could be called a pipe hitter now. I don't know, because a decade ago when I got out of the military, we called them pipe swingers. And there are still plenty of veterans out there that call the high-speed unit pipe swingers. So don't come and tell me that me saying pipe swinger is the wrong, that it should be pipe hitter. Yes, I was talking to an SF buddy of mine just 3 days ago when I got this freaking comment, and the guy was being a real asshole, so I went ahead and deleted it, because it's so funny how many people try to call me out when you can look at my videos and see pictures of me. So, you know what? Whatever. Pipe hitter, pipe swinger. I'm going with the pipe swinger because a decade ago when I came out, after being in over a decade, that's what we called the bad mofos. We called them pipe swingers, and I'm not switching it up. So, hoo-yah. Let's go. 511 tack tape plate carrier, and I really do like this vest. And another reason, I just wanted to bring this up, another reason that I'm wearing this instead of like the Malay harness is I just love, the Malay is cool, but you know, like I said, you know, the pipe swingers, man, you know, most of them wear the tack tape plate carrier, and even though it's a mercenary build, you know, Soldier of Fortune build, I really do like this vest, so that's what I'm going with, the 511 tack tape plate carrier, my peeps. And the reason being, I love that shoulder mic up top. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want more of it. Make it hurt, drill sergeant. Make it hurt. So yeah, as you see, the IBA doesn't have the shoulder mic on it, and I think that's pretty hooah. So we will be equipping the 511 tactic plate carrier in the 19 Cad Pat AR. Cad Pat, eh? Let's go. Pants, my peeps, we're going to be going with the Cargo B. And I do love the Cry Precision Combat. However, the Cargo B I love a little more because you can actually put the camo on, which again, as stated, I think is the best camo in this game for Bolivia. We're going to go ahead and equip that in the number 20 ATAX FG. Right, peeps, getting on with it. I was actually going to equip the hiking shoes. Again, there is no wrong build for a Soldier of Fortune mercenary. There's nothing, no guidelines. You're a merc. Let's go. So I was thinking about the hiking shoes, but then again, if I was an actual merc, Soldier of Fortune, I'm going to wear boots in a combat situation. I'm not going to be wearing shoes. Like, if you're a pogue, yeah, go ahead, wear your shoes, whatever. If you're combat, my peeps, you got to wear boots. So let's go. We're going with the hiking boots, sandstone. Ghillie suit, of course, none. Accessories. Love my accessories. Gotta accessorize. Let's go. Straight from the top. You know I love my Oakley SI straight jacket fire. However, I'm not hating you if you go with the ballistic frames. If I was going with the ballistic frames, I would definitely put them in the number 2 matte black clear lens. But as a lot of you guys know, I wear the Oakley SI straight jacket fire or a variant thereof while on deployment. Also, if you want to wear the aviator sunglasses with this particular build, I ain't hating you because I think it looks badass, but let's go. We're not Goose and we're not Maverick.
I feel the need.
The need for jet engines to create thrust in order to have differential pressure on the wings, which achieves aerodynamic lift at high velocity. Ow!
No, man. It's I feel the need for speed.
Oh. Well, what did I say?
I feel the need for speed.
So the aviators gotta go. Let's go. Oakley SI straight jacket fires, my peeps, and I love the tent. Even though I wish that they'd let you change them, I still love this Oakley SI straight jacket fire. So, with that being said, go ahead and equip it. Let's go. Basewear, we're going to go with the Shemag, and we're going to be putting that in the number 2 green. Headwear, this is the first build. Dun, 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 dun. This is the first build that we've actually worn a baseball cap with, even though I have some other builds coming out that have a baseball cap. And we're going to be putting that in the olive drab. Again, I was thinking about it, but staying with uniform camo, and me personally being a huge fan of that olive drab, mostly, you know, Mac V rolled around the olive drab, also known as the OD green back in the day. I love the olive drab. So we're going to be equipping our baseball cap forward and put on the number 22 olive drab, my peeps. Headsets. Okay, so I was thinking about A, B, or C. Again, there is no wrong to this build, but I'm going to tell you why I decided to equip C for this build. Okay, headset A, a little bit too bulky. Headset B kind of looks good, but headset C, what I really like about it is that your boom mic is close to your mouth, right? That's what she said. I really like that it's a little closer, plus I like the streamline of your ear guards there. So we're going to be going with headset C. We're going to equip that in the black. In black. Handwear, is it a surprise? Oakley Pilot Black. Rucksack, aka backpacks if you're, you know, a first grader. Yeah, so for the rucksack, we're going to be going with the AN Prick 150. I love this rucksack. It's one that I would actually probably choose. Of course, instead of the quart canteen, you'd probably have a 4-quart canteen on the back. You know, you got to stay hydrated. You know how that is. But usually you'll have your Camelback slid up behind there or to the side, so water's really not an issue like it used to be. However, we're going to go with the Prick 150, and we're going to be putting that in the number 19, really using a lot of Canadian patterns here. We're going to go with the Cad Pat AR. On to patches, my peeps. I ain't hating you, no matter what patch you want to wear, but if you role play with me and our unit, it's going to be the Romeo 9. Again, I'm not hating you, and I actually wish that they would let you actually pick a different logo for your hat, and I would probably wear the subdued American flag. But since they don't, I'm going to go with the R9. Let's roll, my peeps. And you know, when you pan back, it kind of looks like that delicious Ranger tab, if you know what I'm saying. So enough of that. Let's go. Okay, weapon loadout, my peeps. Absolutely, there is no wrong answer here. I say if you're making your basic, you know, mercenary build, again, there's nothing wrong here with staying with the build. You know, this is a soldier of fortune, basically an SOF build, so whatever. I would suggest going with your absolute favorite assault rifle for your primary weapon, and surprise, 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 the M4A1 is mine in this game and other games. I don't care how much they nerf it, I will always carry, pretty much always carry, the M4A1 as my primary. Let's get right into it, my peeps. So, paint presets. This might surprise a lot of you guys. I like this paint preset for this particular build, this particular camo that we're using. I'm loving this with the FG camo. So, paint presets, you're going to put it in black, my peeps. Buttstock, we're going to go ahead and throw that in black. Scope, we're going to throw that in gray. Trigger, nothing we can do. I'm going to keep it on full auto semi. Magazine, we're going with the large cap. And we're going to be equipping that in the gray. Again, my peeps, if you don't have the Extendo 50, go ahead and throw the 30 or the 20 in. But again, if you're going to use a 20, make sure to keep it downrange, locked in on your target, because the 20 rounds go really quickly. So just make sure that you do. I have to say that in every video, right? It's like sort of a default thing I feel like I must say. If you go with the 20, make sure that your target takes effect, because 20 rounds go super fast. And again, with this build, I know I didn't mention this, we're primarily making this a DMR if we're carrying. If you're carrying an LMG, I suggest you make your primary, turn it into a DMR type weapon, designated marksman rifle type weapon, because again, you're going to have your LMG. If you carry a sniper as your secondary, I would go ahead and just make this a full assault rifle, okay? With that being said, though, of course, we're going with this monster mamma jamma, the M203, the MF, they should say 203, for motherfucking 203. Let's go, and we're going to equip that in gray. Rail, we're going to go ahead and put the rangefinder on there. Again, this is we're going to be also using this as our DMR to lay fire on any of the pipe swingers that are downrange from us. And if we need to give them cover from a distance, I believe you're definitely going to want to use your rangefinder. And we'll go ahead and equip that in the gray. Barrel, we're going the long barrel again, staying with the DMR loadout. Designated marksman rifle. We're going to go ahead and equip the long barrel, and we will put that in the gray. muzzle, my peeps. If you know me, you know that I like equipping a stock muzzle to begin a mission with, and then I will equip the suppressor as needed, and we're going to put that in black. Suppressor, we're going to put that in black. Again, this being a DMR, we'll go ahead and keep it suppressed so we have at least one suppressor with us, since you can't equip a suppressor on your LMG. So with that being said, go back to stock muzzle and make sure you equip it and switch to the suppressor as tactfully needed on mission. And that's going to do it for the parts. And that's going to do it, my peeps. This bad boy right here. I don't know. I'm almost speechless about this weapon. It's so dear to my heart. The M4, baby. Let's freaking go. And if you notice, the black and the gray, it just really blends well. Again, staying with, you know, our camo, I think the black and gray really blends well. All right, my peeps, for our secondary, I'm going with the MK49, okay? The parasol, as I like to call it. However, I know that everybody is saying, no, Matrix, you must not have been in the military because you're full of shit, because you know we carry the MK48. And here's my thing, my peeps. I carried a parasol, okay? To me, the MK49, as I've stated in other videos, yes, if you want to carry a saw like a saw, then carry the MK48. I don't care what you carry. Honestly, I don't. And plus, you don't got to stay true to anything on this build. However, I know that the MK49 is a fictitious weapon. But if you look at this bad boy and you compare it to pictures of the MK48 para and the old school saw, the M249 para, it looks more like the M249 para. That's all I'm trying to say, my peeps. So with that being said, that's what we're going to carry. MK249. Let's go ahead and edit this bad boy out. Let's go. Okay, paint presets, black. Parts, here we go. We're going to go with the stock, buttstock, obviously. We're going to put that in the black. Scope, yep. We're going to go ahead and I'm not even going to lie, I was checking out the EXPS3. I was checking it out, but after firing it, I just love my panoramic. Can't help it, because I like the peripheral you get out of the panoramic. Okay, the EXPS3, it's all right, but again, it just seems, when I got it on my stack, it just seems like I can't see my peripheral around it. But again, there's nothing, you know, there's no wrong build to this if you want to make a Merc or whatnot. So there we go. I'm just going with the panoramic sight, and we're going to put that in the gray. Trigger, full auto. That's all we can do, baby. Rock and roll. Rock and roll and noise pollution. What you know about that? Magazine. I'm going to go ahead and equip the 150, and we're going to put that in gray. Underbarrel, of course, the foregrip V4, we're going to put that in gray, and my peeps, you already know why. Because if you actually equip and set up your 249 the way that I am, it barely kicks at all. I mean, it's almost just as steady as a SMG, basically, right? So let's go ahead. We'll put the foregrip V4 on it. However, you can basically put anything you want on it, my peeps. But again, I'm going for the handling. That's all I'm about with an LMG. So we're going to go ahead, equip the V4, and equip that in the gray. The rail, yep, as much as I hate it, we're going to go ahead and use the laser 3-dot, you know, even though you can't turn off your laser sight, which I think is bullshit. I've been saying it from day one. However, we're going to go ahead and equip that in the black, or correction, gray. Barrel, not going with a long barrel. Again, it's all about the handling, and it actually takes handling from you with the long barrel. Plus, we got our M4 DMR as our backup. So we will go ahead and equip that in standard barrel in gray. Muzzle, as I just stated, yep, go with the compensator B2, and we're going to go ahead and put that in the black. Again, my peeps, if you don't have the V2, obviously go with the stock muzzle, but if I was you, I would equip the V2, like I said a couple of videos ago, right? And we're going to go ahead and put that in black, and we have our suppressed on our M4 DMR, and it just all comes together, right? Now, that's just a bad boy. I'm sorry. Not a whole lot I can say about this, you know, except that it absolutely, I know that the MK249 is a wildland weapon, fictional type of weapon. However, if you're gung-ho and you want to carry exactly what you're fired in the army as of whatever it was 10, 12 years ago, go ahead and go with the MK48. But I'm going with the MK249, and enough of that. Roger. Now, here's the thing too. If I were to go with a different weapon, if I was a designated sniper for my team, I'm definitely carrying the M48-5. And as you can see here, I'll go ahead. This is another thing that you might want to think on your paint presets for your SAW or your M4. You can actually put in the dark green and blacken out just about everything else on it. I think that that's a mean, badass look as well. And you'll want to equip that in the T5XI 10x scope, I believe it is, and go ahead and put that in black. Trigger, obviously semi only. We'll go with the extended 20, put that in black. The long barrel, obviously we want to reach out and touch somebody like AT&T, so we'll go ahead and put that in the black. And we'll go ahead and go with, for this build, I'm going with the compensator V2, and I'm going to put that in black as well. Now, if you do carry the sniper, if you're a designated sniper, then make your M4 full assault, right? Which means that you want to put the compensator V2 on your M4A1, follow me, and take off the suppressor. And basically, you'll put the panoramic sight on your M4 instead of having the ACOG on it. Roger that. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and switch back to the MK49 because that's actually what I want my secondary to be. That being said, my peeps, handgun, as always, we're going with the M1911 45 basically. I love this weapon. I carry this weapon. I own a weapon, Colt Commander, so let's go. Old M1911, that's what I carry if I were you. And go ahead and put the extended rounds in it. Basically, go into your parts. Obviously, it's in black. Extended 15, one in the pipe. That gives you 16 rounds to put into a tango. Let's go. Rail cover. I'd stay with the rail cover if I was you. I'd put that in black. Basically, you want to smoke out your weapon. Barrel. We're going with the standard barrel, obviously. And the muzzle, go ahead and go with the stock muzzle. That's what I'm going with. You can go ahead and equip the suppressor in black as well. But again, you add the suppressor as needed because I hate how the suppressor looks when you have it holstered by your side, right? Can't stand the look of that. Drone, I'm going with the standard drone as usual. I don't have anything else unlocked, but to me, all you need is the frag grenade and the flare gun. At least on my team, that's all I need. You know, I got other pipe swingers that will carry the mines, flash grenades, C4, blah, 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 depending on what your role is in your group, obviously. All right. With that being said, my peeps, that is the build today. Again, there's no wrong or right way to build your merc, right? Your soldier of fortune, as it will. However, this is what I came up with. I will do others. Ooh. Now look at this, my peeps. Just look. Look at that. There's barely any kick at all. Yeah, you best get out of there. So anyway, my peeps, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the build. Leave me a comment on some of your merc builds, and you know what to do. As always, I hope today was amazing. I hope tomorrow was amazing. I hope yesterday was amazing. And don't forget, if you're new around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe. It helped me out. And you know what to do. Go ahead and snipe like, snipe sub, cuz that's how we roll.
Dreaming big, town is small, and it's going down. All I need is a microphone, I'm headed for the crown, y'all. Call me whack, call me weak, they'll never blow. Memphis bleak, they know like the radio that Henderson was meant to speak. I'm on these tracks, just like Thomas, I'm the truth, just being honest. Y'all a bunch of Martin and Anthony's, yeah, that's prima donnas. Wayne Brady, they know the deal. Henderson just showing skill.